Blessings to all. Share this YouTube for everyone to see and kick the neck.
5. Tandula Nali Jatak. Kimasti Tandula Nalikaya. King of Asana Mulaya Vada. Baranasing Sabahiranthing. Emag Sati Tandula Nalikati. Also, once upon a time, Lord Samyak Sambudura, who was Shakya Singha, said this Jatak for a person named Lady who was living in Jetavanarma because of Savat city. How is it that once upon a time, Dabamalla Putra Sthavira used to give rice to the Sangha, which was beneficial. He rises in the morning at the same time for those who give him good rice. Good rice never comes to him, and bad rice never comes. He spends the days when bad rice comes to him in the place where he was the distributor of profits. Do the sons of Kema Dabamar know how to divide the profits? He also says that we do not know, because he is begging the place where the profits are distributed. Atukkal to get on. But those who gave corn estam to Yadya, Satyavira said that Kuru was evil and he was on the throne. The reasons for singing the hymn are also discussed in the hymn section. www. Viri Vahanan's Pali, Sena Akawal was present at the time. Here he drew a line on the ground of the questioning in devotion. The second day, Bear Ronal ran away to the sun as soon as the doubts about the prophet subsided. When there is much, it is at the beginning. That day, Lord Sasthavira gives me a sign without knowing Jataka. At that time, the rest of the monks said that in the Udai Sthavira, the line is later or later. He said that noble rice is in the fourth part of Asaval. Hearing that, Sasthaviriya was debating with the bhikkhus. If so, why was this sun like this? Why am I your bus today? He said Adinam from this line. At that time, the younger monks and the novices were among the profitable stables. There was a big commotion where you were distributing rice. Hearing that, the all-wise one gave judgment from the hand of Ananda Mahathyeru. Ananda, where the profits are distributed, there is a great uproar. He said, what kind of riotous noise is this? Ananda Mahathyeru also informed the all-wise. At that time, O Emibar Ananda, Udai Sthavira used to harm others because he was ignorant, but not now. He said, would it be done first? Ananda Mahathyeru invited Sarvajna to express that meaning. Lord Buddha declared the matter of Bhavantara and said, on the last day, there was a king named Brahmadatta who was ruling the city of Varanasi in Kasi country. At that time, we great Bosatanas were working for those kings. They appreciate ivory and gold. After valuing those elephants etc., they give the appropriate price to the treasure lord. Kali, the king, is very greedy. Those kings thought as they were greedy for news. If this Vanaka works like this and spends money, my treasury will soon run out. Therefore, it is thought that I will put someone else in the position. Thinking like this, the king looked at the royal palace from the four-chambered window. He saw a greedy and foolish villager going from the royal palace. This person will be able to make a budget for me by valuing all the things. Karan asked if he was able. After hearing this, the man said, good, Lord, when the king's property is protected, that foolish man will be ready. Since then, the blind man has become an elephant. The leaf is said to be a mixture of mudha disguised as intended. Since he was a man, there was a price, that is, the price he said was buried in the sun, so there was very little one to answer against it. One hand merchant who lived in the high street brought 500 seeds to the city and heard that he had brought the seeds. He called his foolish uncle and asked for the seeds. 500 seeds for the price of a shawl was married. The first person to appreciate the grain seller approached and asked what to do now. When he heard that, he gave the atlas to the man and commented like this: "It is because of you that we have known that the only Nali of our house, Kali, is worth it. If you do not know the value of the Nali, and therefore, from the closeness of the king, do not accept that the Nali is still priceless." If he had said that he would agree to tell the price of the Nali, he called him and sent him to the king and asked if I would also come there. At that time, a greedy Vanaku Purusha accepted what both the animals said to be good, and told the man an atlas. That man said that after receiving the atlas, he would welcome me to call Nali dead. Ebers heard that if the merchant was like that, he called the king and went near the king. Both the animals and remnant ministers came there at that time. At that time, the king of grain traders bowed down and said, "Lord, I know that Agatha is one dancer for 500 seats. Ask the gardener how old that Sal dancer is." Rajajuruvan Vahansai said. The king said that they did not even know that, and asked how much a man would buy for 500 as sou. The man who asked said, "Sir, will there be a maid of honor?" For Vanna the child, a 500-inch Kali Sal dance is arranged. They are asking how much the Sal actress is worth. That foolish man said, "Lord, will the shawl dancer in Varanasi, which is full of Ananapura, be precious?" That foolish man, thinking that he would impress the first king, admired the same ballroom dancer. After getting the atlas from the merchant again, he appreciated the city of Varanasi with its inner courtyard. At the same time, the wall of the city of Varanasi is about 12 yodan. This is inside the city. The great state of the mesa surrounded by 300 yojanas outside was appreciated by the Nali. On hearing that, the ministers applauded and laughed and said that the earth and the kingdom were not precious before us. The city and state of Varanasi, which was a great city and state of Kali Mesa, is worth about a Nali. Your Vananku Purusha's integrity is very miraculous. Where has this Vanaku Purusha been all this time? They laughed and mocked, saying that this is appropriate for our king. At that time, the kings came to shame and sent that wise man out of the city and gave the position of the great Bodhisattva himself. The great Bodhisattvas died and passed away in the next world as a result of the benedictions bestowed upon them. The Book of 550 Births. The teacher Tiluguru Buddha delivered this sermon from Anandasthavira. This ignorant Laludai Stavirya harmed Merama, it is not coming up now. Since he was not wise before, he added the past story and the present story together and finished this Tandula Tali Jatak. At the same time, he said to himself, if the villager is an ignorant man, he is now in this profitable and stable position, and if he is a wise man, he will be the lord of the world.